Was I supposed to put this up here? I put it up here for a reminder of me. Okay, let me classify that. All right, so okay, I'm going to put it back up then. So I'm going to bring my buddy Hank up. Just sounds good. It has a good ring to it, my buddy Hank. Hank and Sharon are, you're going to get to see a little bit about this. We're going to switch gears a little bit and just go into some practical marketing for attracting tribe and building tribe. This is an important part of unlocking your creative power. It's hard to steer a parked car. But if you have people in your tribe, you can adjust and pivot, okay? And through cause and effect, you can learn what you need to do, what you need to maybe not do so much, okay? So marketing is a part of attracting tribe. Now, I will tell you that you either need to have expertise to do it properly, or you need to hire expertise to do it properly. If you don't have expertise and you don't want to hire, then you better learn. Because this is not going away anytime soon. Social media, internet is not going away anytime soon. It'll be replaced with holographic right in your living room in your business place, but it'll still be the same. AI, all that stuff, it's all coming. And most of us are so far behind the curve getting the expertise. By the time you get the expertise and when you think you should know, it's already changed. So what I'll tell you is individuals like Hank and Sharon and Yuloff Creative Marketing, they're great resources because what they do, it's their business to stay up to speed on marketing. Now, whatever calls to you, take and write down. But what I tell you is from the moment Hank comes up, he's going to be teaching, and I would take a lot of notes. This is some good stuff, but please give Hank and Sharon, even though Hank's coming up by himself, give Hank a big hand to come up. I have to tell you, normally, Barry, Catherine, normally Sharon and I are on stage together 90-something% of the time. Can you keep a secret? Just before Brett asked me to do this, I had been asked to go on stage in LA. We had an event scheduled, Sharon and I speaking. And I got asked to speak at an event on a stage I have been trying to get onto for 4 years. So what did you say, Barry? If you get asked to be on stage, say yes. You have to say yes. So I put this together, and Sharon and I would normally be, let's see, I would be about here. Sharon would be about there. And we would do this together. But, so, what that really means, your practice. I'm sorry, you're leaving? Like now?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. 2 leave, but 1 comes in. I'm okay with that.
I'm comfortable. You're amazing.
It's okay. I'm going to talk about having microphones at events. Veronica and I looked at each other. An event with no microphone? I was going to have a whole conversation with that and promote it in 360. Let me tell you just a little bit about Sharon and I. It'll give you an idea of where we're going, because we're going to talk about the keys of marketing. I love that they're walking through the parking lot with the banner up. They haven't put it down yet. They walked it. It was so cool to watch. I digress a lot. I've written 3 different books on marketing. I really just want to talk about the first one over there on the side, 49 Stupid Things People Do with Business Cards, because that book kind of got me started, really got me started on speaking stages. Because the person, one of the people that saw that said, when you have this book done, you get to come on my stage and talk about it. And so it was like 250 people, largest stage I had been on at the time. And that led to us being selected by Brian Tracy's production team. Does everyone know Brian Tracy? Uh-huh. We got selected to be the marketing experts in a product that is going to star Brian Tracy. Always produce your own product, because you never know when it's going to get put out if you don't produce it yourself. That's for those of you that produce your own product. Quick question, how many people speak on stages here? Cool. How many want to speak on stages? So it's most of the room. Awesome. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. In fact, Brian Tracy taught me something that has stayed with me. We're filming this special. We're doing it in San Diego at the Hard Rock Hotel.
Anyone ever been to Hard Rock hotels? What's their target market? It's music, isn't it? It's rock and roll. I mean, you walk in and you are assaulted with rock and roll. It is awesome. Everybody wave. So it's a Saturday afternoon. Brian Tracy, who is on stage 200 plus days a year, is like, from me to Polisa, I'm like, those of us that were taking part, we were in the first couple rows, we're like here. And it's the Hard Rock Cafe, downtown San Diego. Saturday afternoon right after lunch in September. You know what they do in September at the Hard Rock Cafe in San Diego? Outside, one floor down at the pool. I'm sorry? Oh no, it was a DJ. Getting louder and louder, and I'm sitting here, and Brian Tracy is right on stage. And I think, if anyone can be a prima donna, I'm about to see a meltdown. It could happen. 200 days plus on stage. Not you, he's right here. And what he said to me has stuck with me, and it makes me a better speaker today. So the things that we learn during the course of what we're doing will always help you. So Sharon and I we speak a lot. In the last year, we've been where? A lot of different places, right, Sharon? By the way, Barry, what did you call Catherine? You're all everything? Okay.
Physical manifestation of my higher self.
Okay, Sharon is my brain. So if you forget it, that is my brain. I totally relate to you guys. In fact,
conscious or subconscious?
she's all of it. She's absolutely all of it. So here's the thing. The saddest thing in the world is if you have a great product that's poorly marketed, especially if it's yours. Ever seen a product that just, the marketing was terrible? Or ever seen a product that was nothing that just caught on, Pet Rock? Spinners? We own a promotional product company, and it seems to be, those spinner things seem to be the thing right now. I don't get it, but if people are willing to spend $3 for them, who am I to not take the money? I don't get it. So the bad news, there is no perfect key to marketing success. I'm sorry. There isn't. I'm not here to give you the silver bullet. I can't. Wish I could. Good news is the door isn't locked, though. You can find some cool stuff. Now, there are 2 rules that we have to, before I go into the meat of it, there are 2 rules. Can you guys take just 2 rules? Is that cool? First rule. If whatever you're doing, you don't do it consistently, anything I tell you here will not work. I blogged once. I went to a networking event once. I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, you owe me $1 because you just talked about this on the way up.
You have no idea how much, you have no idea when you were standing up here. Sharon and I are back there like, no, well, How many cats do you guys have?
How many what?
How many cats?
2 cats, 5 chickens.
Got it.
0 kids.
Of course, and that's why we can work together. You guys don't know yet, but you're going to be on our radio show. You have no idea yet, but we are going to have so much fun. And I'll tell you guys why in a minute. But I just want you to know that they're going to be on our radio show. They have no idea that they are, but both of them just said, yes, we are.
Sure.
Awesome. Can't wait. Tell us when. The other rule, marketing isn't free. Except for Wevo. But hopefully you're still paying for coffee and breakfast when you go to the Power Breakfast. But it's not free. You got to budget for it. Now, if you are an established business, there are the numbers, 6 to 12%. Yes, ma'am. I know you'd bring it up.
Even if it's not costing you dollars, it's costing you time. So it's not free. Even when you think it's free, it's not free.
Why don't you just come up? Forget practice. Just come up. Everybody you want to see her up here too, right?
Sure.
Come on. Now, what I just did to her, I will hear about later. I will hear about it on the drive home.
Dr. Barry and Kathy.
No kidding. So Cher, here's the deal.
I just put David in front of me, part of pictures.
Okay, so here's the deal, babe. All I want you to do is just correct me when I'm wrong.
She's doing all the fun.
I wasn't correcting you. I was.
No, absolutely, absolutely, and I love you for it. It is far more, it's far more comfortable to be on stage with you. I gotta tell you.
But Hank, that means you have to stay there for
It's like here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good. I can be right here. Am
Just
I
blocking
blocking
part of
this?
the thing.
Okay, I'll just come up.
There you go.
So you're gonna have to budget it. If you're not sure if you're an established or a new business, consider yourself new and budget 12 to 20% of your gross. I love this picture. It's one of my favorite pictures. I wish I had taken it. I wish I owned it. But unless you know exactly who you're talking to, you're gonna.
See it.
Oh, it says on the road to success there are no shortcuts, and this truck went under the bridge and got stuck because he took a shortcut. Because it's really historical. Exactly. There are three kinds of clients that I want you to write down that you have. You've got three kinds. You have, and they're written there. There's the Bluebird. Those are the ones that you can't plan for them. I used to sell Disneyland all of their playing cards. Like thousands upon thousands upon thousands and thousands of decks of cards. Almost bought me a condo. Then the mouse, the rat, found out they could get them overseas for 5 cents less. And we lost the deal. But it was a Bluebird. We enjoyed it. Are you kidding? Loved that. But they don't come in all the time. It's the 80-20 clients. The Pareto principle.
Yeah.
The ones that when you see their number on your phone, you go, yeah, baby, this is going to be a great call. It's somebody that's calling you that's going to refer you new residents. Those are the awesome ones. And there are those people that the regular clients. We have promotional product. We have some clients that we see once a year, order their calendars or their teacher. Love them, but they're the 60s. Now, if you add up those three numbers, what do they come up to? Any math majors in the room? 85. What are we missing? 15%. I have a theory. My theory. There are some clients we have that we can say goodbye to and develop better relationships with the 60s and make them the 20s. This is my theory. Your mileage may vary, but I'm right.
Hasn't yet.
So here's how I want you to, when you're going into that N360 meeting, you have to know who it is that when somebody says, how would I know when I meet your right client? You have to be able to tell them. But if you can't tell them, if you don't know who it is, you can't tell them, right? So I need you to do a little bit of thinking about who it is. Now, one of ours is Harriet. Everyone picture Harriet in your mind. Got her? Everyone got her? Oh, no. One person says no. Why not?
You told me nothing about that.
Absolutely. Give yourself a star on your page. Just write a star on there. So here's Harriet. She's 40 to 60, 2.5 kids, self-designates as Christian. She's the right-hand person of the guy that owns the company. Sharon, that used to say right-hand man of the guy that owns the company, and Sharon looked at the slide and said, would you do me a favor and change that? Mostly college educated. Now, here's what happens. If anyone goes to mommy or daddy and says, I don't like Harriet, guess who gets fired? They do. Because the guy that owns the company knows his company does not function without her. When I meet a Harriet, I know exactly the kind of relationship I have. And if somebody says, how would I know somebody for you? I'd say, oh, great, I want this person. But that's just one of the avatars that we've got. So of the people I just mentioned, which lady is Harriet? Anyone think it's a pizza girl? Good. It's a smarter than average group. At our boot camps, I always have somebody that says the pizza girl, and I don't get it. It's usually a guy. I know, go figure. And it's usually a guy that's like 26.
I read that article.
And said he'd like to meet her. And do I know her?
Is she at pizza?
No, I don't. Stock photo. Sorry. But you're a good enough looking dude. You can find them yourself. So the question really becomes, who are your Harriets? And more importantly, how much is it worth to your business to find a new one? Because if you're going to, if you think that everyone is your client, how many people shop at Walmart? How many people go to eat at McDonald's? How many people drink Coke? If you answer no to those are 3 of the biggest retailers in the country. We don't all go there. So you've got to be able to know it, be able to specify it down. All right, how do we do this, you might ask?
How do we do this?
Thank you so much. Anyone over here want to try that again? How do we do this? Thank you so much. All right, there are the big 6. These are, has anyone ever been asked to fill out a form? Would you mind filling out the survey? Anyone ever shopped at Big 5? You can't check out without giving them your zip code. They're just getting information. But the big 6. Now, for each of your 3 categories, these can be different. In fact, when we have clients, clients that work with us, it's almost always different. And that's kind of the fun of it. But it's age, of course, their gender. That's always the fun one. Where do they live? If you're a retail store, most of your clients are going to be within Verde Valley. Most of them. Phoenix, maybe. But not Colorado. Michigan. Florida. Yeah, if you're retail, unless you have like amazing artwork and they come to visit Sedona and they come into, creative galleries, they say, oh my God, that's awesome. And then they find the website and they buy. Income range is important. Occupation, education level. Now, there are a ton of others, but these are the big 6. If you're only going to go in this exercise to figure out 6, if you don't want to go deep, like for the next one, those are the 6. So the question, how are you going to sell a car to each of these women? Are you going to have a different message, do you think? Yeah. It would vary. Some of my favorite demographics, and you have to figure out which ones work for you. And if you don't get these, just give me your card. I'll send you my slides. But we're going to run out of time, so I don't want to do that. The worst question is the one at that bottom. Do they really need our product? Ouch. Sharon, we know that most businesses need marketing help. We know it. If they're going to work with us, we know it. If they're not, but hey, every company, we know. You were taught how to do what you do, but you probably weren't taught how to market what you do. That's why we have a business. Even better, in fact, y'all ought to give me your card and ask for the 2 charts that are coming up. They're fascinating to look at. When you're talking to your different demographics, remember, we were all brought up differently. Anyone want to cop to being older than me? That'll play. I'm 57. Can we play for just a second? What year were you born?
42.
42. So you grew up. World War II was a thing that affected your family, but you were little, right?
Yeah.
But you can still put yourself back there to how your parents and family reacted to it and right after, right? And then Korea hit, and it was like, oh my God, here we go again. I was born in 1960. We don't have the same physical reactions. Your parents were born in the teens, 1910, 1915, in that area? Okay, your parents and my parents were both depression babies. Your parents knew how to budget and they knew how to save money, right? And this was something they taught you, something they taught us. When you look at different generations, there are people in this room that weren't born when we landed on the moon, or they told us we landed on the moon. I have a friend, we argue about it. So when you're dealing with different generations, remember where they've been brought up and how they've been brought up. There are different things that are going to affect it. fax machines were magic when they came out, weren't they? I mean, a fax machine? You mean I can send this chart, I can send this to him and he's in another state? Wasn't that awesome?
FedEx tried to get a corner in the market and blew it.
Oh, FedEx, overnight. And then there's people, oh, yeah, I'll just email it. For us, it's magic. You know, in my generation, all of the electronic stuff, this is magic. We didn't grow up. So when if you're the person you're trying to deal with or sell to or generate a relationship with, keep in mind they grow up with different stuff.
It also then changes who they listen to, right? Even if we all agree that we are into personal development, we're going to choose different people to read and listen to, sometimes based on those generations.
Give me your card. You want this chart. I can't go over it today because we're going to run out of time, but it's an awesome chart. It's how you relate to you. I just found this, and I spent an hour playing with it and looking at it. And I'm a demographic geek. I am a targeted marketing tactician. It's fantastic.
Does it help you with millennials, Hank?
Yes, and I'm sorry?
Does it help you with millennials?
Yes, it absolutely does. I know.
Oh.
We got a problem, John.
It's a different.
Totally.
You know what? We'll talk afterwards. I want you all to write this down. In fact, write boxfulofmarketing.com or a box of marketing or a box. I own all the URLs. But if you go to boxfulofmarketing.com and take what's a short survey,
4 minutes.
4 minutes it'll take you. Then you get Sharon and I on the phone for a half hour, and we'll talk about millennials all you want. They never call. They're always on their phone.
I want it now. I want it now.
But so, me too.
We've sort of been trained that way these days.
Yeah. Okay, final thought. Most of our clients come to us and they say, and we go through this exercise, and this is about where they start. When we ask them, so tell me about your client.
Everybody.
Then once we go through the exercise a little bit, it gets a little more specific. Give yourself a star, you figured that out. The millennials all want credit.
We all want
You can take tomorrow off.
I wish.
Then we get a little more specific. And we start to see their faces. But then we get to know that's really who our customer is. The more you can niche down who you want to talk to, the more narrow you can make it. And that's really scary, I understand, because we all see ads for Walmart, and Walmart says everybody can shop here. But the more you can niche it down, the more targeted you can be, the more you can help. Your target market, married couples that own a business about 35 to 55, that's one of our avatars. We have exactly the same one. Aren't they awesome to work with? Do you do therapy? Yeah, no, we don't either.
Well, we have a great gal that does. So.
Exactly. We like them to come therapied already. So we're going to have a lot to talk about. Our radio, I could see your radio show with you is going to go about 2 hours. But the more you can niche it down, they're going to find you. The more specific you get, when you're writing a blog post, when you're doing your social media posts, if you're talking to that person, they're going to find you more often. And that makes your business a lot more fun. So we have to give you something, because we've already offered it to Wevo people. Is there anyone that's not a member of Wevo? Oh, I'm sorry. Would you sign them up so I can right now so I can give them the offer? Okay. We do a marketing boot camp twice a year, and our next one's coming up in September in Sedona. Unless you want to go to LA, no idiots. You didn't think so.
I have a 3-room and board there. Granted, it's vegan food, but still.
Exactly. Actually, we have people coming from LA to this one. They said, "Can we go to Sedona instead?" Sure. They'll be here for a week and a half. We usually charge $1,000 for it. If you go to the website and want to go to our boot camp, you're going to pay $1,000. Please don't do that. Because if you remember what of Wevo, you get us for 3 to 2.5 days. We had 2.5 days. I'm sorry, what?
$3 off?
Yes, $3 off. Let me take care of that right away, if you don't mind. There's always one smartass that makes me cross it off early. I love this.
Usually it's you.
Yeah, it's myself. It's usually me. But if you decide you want to do that, it's $49. And you've heard this at Wevo, right? Power Breakfast. Okay, here's something you can't tell them at the Power Breakfast. Ready? No. If you sign up today and want to do this, we have a 14-day video series that we send you 1 video a day that gives you marketing tips. You get that too. You get PDFs of all 3 of my marketing books. We'll put you in our calendar for the free 30 minutes. But that's only if you do it today. It's because you made the investment to spend time here today that we give you the extra stuff. We will not, we will not talk about that tomorrow. No. They can come to the boot camp for $49, but they don't get the extra stuff. It's just the people made an investment in themselves. Those are the kind of people we like to play with. So if you have questions, see us later. It's a really funny comic. Read that. And
I'm the first one in, by the way.
I'm the second.
Yeah, we're in.
so
Awesome.
thanks much. We'll be around if you have questions at the break.